Welcome back to the Music Bar Podcast. Got in before you.
I didn't know it was a race. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for tuning in.
I've just been told, looking at our previous episodes, that I don't even mention it. So I'm going to mention it straight off the bat.
I did. I started last time, maybe 5 minutes into it. I mentioned it.
Yeah, look, I was thinking about. I was listening to another podcast about the Scorsese film, The Departed.
All right.
And the opening credits don't start till 18 minutes into the film.
Right.
So I was trying to see if I could
Departed.
do that. The Departed with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's a great film.
Yeah.
But I was trying to see if we could get 18 minutes into the show before. By
music.
the way, it's a Music Bar Podcast. But clearly, no, we've just come straight out of the gate. I like that.
Welcome to episode 15.
Episode 15, and it's the last show for the year.
It is.
We've gone through it, and we're glad that you've joined us on this particular journey with us.
Very much
Listen
so.
to our opinions, and we've heard yours as well. And we want to continue on into 2022 because, well, after Christmas, we're looking forward to some stuff, aren't we, Chris?
We are.
Yep. And I've got one thing that's coming apparently in early 2022, and one person. That would be Belinda Carlisle.
You sprung it on me. I didn't know you were going to raise that this time. I have a list here of all these people touring and her name's not on it.
No, but we're going to go straight off into it. Belinda Carlisle.
We're going to start with pop music this time.
We're going to start
Belinda
with
Carlisle's touring next year. And I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Front and centre.
Oh, wow.
So coming along?
No. It's all right. It's all right. No, you love her. We've gone through that in another podcast, haven't we? How much you love Belinda Carlisle.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's great.
So well, tell us, when is it on, or is it on early?
I haven't got tickets for it yet.
Haven't you not got tickets?
I've
listened to you rabbit on about Belinda Carlisle, and you haven't got tickets yet.
No, I haven't got tickets yet.
Oh, man.
I was hoping you'd come along with me and interview her if we can.
Oh, well, that's ambitious.
Yeah, it is ambitious.
We have ambitions, and maybe we can try and get some interviews, but Belinda Carlisle.
She's a Hall of Famer.
She is too now, yes, that's right.
She's a Hall of Famer now
Hall
with
of
the
Fame.
Go-Go's.
We talked about that a couple of weeks, a couple of podcasts ago, yes, about the Hall of Fame. And she's in there now.
Yeah.
And, so, you're hoping to go, though, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be there, I'm pretty sure, but...
Do you know where she's playing locally in Brisbane or anything? You don't know anything, do you?
No.
You just know she's coming.
Yeah,
Well, you're just going to, Belinda Carlisle's in town.
Yeah.
I just know it in my bones.
Yeah, that's all I need to know.
And you'll just float on down to wherever it is.
That's what I used to do back in London days. You just go, so-and-so's playing, and you go get a scalper ticket.
You can do that in London.
You can't do that here.
You can't kind of do that here, but London's a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
you rock up at the last minute and still get a ticket.
Yeah. They always sell out, though, because all the scalpers buy everything straight away.
Yeah.
And then you just go find a scalper on the night.
Yeah, yeah.
And pay an exorbitant price.
Well, I remember once when I went and saw Slipknot, I paid the normal price.
Well, just not the ticket.
Yep. And I went and swapped my front row tickets for Iron Maiden for seating tickets, and they didn't charge any extra, or didn't ask for anything extra. So
The scalper or the ticket office?
the scalper.
Oh, so the scalper was like, oh, yeah, man.
I'll take your front row ticket for that one.
Yeah? Why did you want to not stand up at Iron Maiden, apart from the fact we're getting old?
No, I was sick.
That's right, you said you were sick.
Yeah, I was not very well, so I just, decided to go still to the concert, but I knew I couldn't stand in the mosh pit.
Oh, I can't stand at a show,
I swapped my front row ticket for 2 seating tickets and took Lexi.
Oh, my brother telling me a few years ago now, he went and saw Alice in Chains.
Oh, wow.
Not with Lane Staley,
Yeah.
We're at the Eaton Hill Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
It was all blokes our age, And he said he thought it was hilarious. The two blokes in front of him, one was like, oh, my knees are not going to be good tomorrow. Oh, but I've had the best night, but my back's sore.
Yeah, I was there. It was good.
I heard it was a good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
It was real good, yeah. I love their new lead singer.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's hard to replace someone like Lane, though. That's a problem.
That's a
bands
voice.
like that. Yeah,
but Lane had a voice.
He did.
It was something else. It was something else. Well, apart from Belinda Carlisle, tell me, Chris, what are you looking forward to in the year 2022 that doesn't involve a lockdown or a fucking virus or a thing?
Well, fingers crossed. Let's put it this way. I'm really hoping the Metallica tour, they cancelled it in 2019, not because of, obviously, COVID, but because of rehab for James. So I'm hoping they come out and tour finally on that album.
Has that ever been on the cards, though?
What way?
That they were going to reschedule an Australian tour.
Oh, they'll have to come out sooner or later. They've got an album to tour still.
Yeah, but they'll have another album out before they tour hardwired.
They're touring Europe now, and they're touring some places in the States, so I just hope they come out here. I hope our government makes it easier for people to come over here.
Look, it's coming down to, we're getting into local politics here, but it is sort of coming down to the state governments more than anything.
Yeah, but they're all quitting. Anyway.
It's coming down to that.
I'm hoping Metallica tour. I'm hoping Iron Maiden come out.
Yeah, look, the Legacy of the Beast was supposed to be here in Australia in 2021, or was it 2020?
I think it was 2020 originally.
Yeah. The Legacy of the Beast. Now, was this meant to be Iron Maiden's last ever tour or not really?
I don't think they're ever going to say that.
I hope not.
I don't think they...
That band has released more live albums
than anybody.
In the rock thing. I think jazz... There's some guys in jazz.
Slim Dusty's done a lot.
Slim Dusty's made over 100 albums in his lifetime.
So I'm hoping Iron Maiden tour. I think it'd be great, especially with the new album just being released.
The Senjutsu, which was
really good.
Which is an album I liked.
It was really good.
Mind you, I haven't listened to it again, whereas I listened to the Book of Souls a few times.
Oh, really?
And you and I went and saw that tour, the Book of Souls, and I really liked it. And in the last podcast we were talking about bands that are still producing music.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Maiden. I never mentioned Iron Maiden.
No.
And when they came and toured, when you and I saw them, they did a lot of stuff off Book of Souls, and I really liked that because I liked the Book of Souls. But they also still kept the "Hallowed Be Thy Name" and the "Number of the Beast" and
the classics.
You could, but mind you could fill an Iron Maiden concert with the songs they didn't do.
Yeah.
If you go see them,
the B-sides.
Even just some of the album tracks that are pretty killer. You could just go see them.
Yeah.
And go, they didn't play any of that last time I saw them.
Yeah.
So, you could go see them. But, yeah, look, I wouldn't mind going to that. I would like to go to the Legacy of it, but it might be something different. But as you said, it is the actual Legacy of the Beast show.
Yeah. So, hopefully they'll tour next year. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses.
I have postponed twice, I think.
Postponed twice in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon they won't get a third.
No,
I reckon they won't get a third. And this is what might... If bands start having to postpone it again in Australia, it'll be hard pressed to get a third.
Yeah.
Because it just costs money.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And effort and time.
And there's people who they employ as well.
Yeah.
It's not just their own crews. Is when they come here to Australia, they hire local crews and everything like that to work these shows.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the size of something like Kiss or Iron Maiden, and Guns N' Roses, they're huge shows, massive shows. So
imagine cancelling Roger Waters, his show.
Well, he'll come to Australia, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's doing, I think, what's it? Oh, I was thinking of it the other day. It's called This Is Not a Drill.
Okay.
And it's in the round.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and look, after seeing The Wall, I didn't see the last one, the Them or Us and Them show, but I saw the movie of it, and it was...
phenomenal.
Staging was phenomenal.
That whole screen that came down from the roof.
Yeah, the factory, and
Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, incredible. So I'm looking forward to see what he does. But once again, he hasn't mooted an Australian tour in any way whatsoever.
No.
So,
I'm personally hoping Mammoth tour. Mammoth WVH, for those who don't know what that means. It's Wolfgang Van Halen. His band, Mammoth. He's been touring with Motley Crue. He's been touring with Kiss overseas. And he's going to Europe now with Kiss.
He could come.
I hope he comes here.
Because Kiss have rescheduled their Australian tour as well.
Yep.
Kiss are back March next year, I believe. Or they were supposed to play...
Yep.
Yeah, them and Guns N' Roses were supposed to play last month, November. But they're playing in March, Kiss are. They could bring Mammoth WVH with them.
Yep.
But because there's always been that thing with the Australian tours that they've got to put on an Australian support act.
Right. Okay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if the pressure is on. Hey, please don't bring an overseas act. We've got Australian bands that are
dying to play.
Dying to play.
You can always have two acts.
Kiss have done it before.
Some bands do.
Some bands do. I think Kiss could do it. I reckon could bring WVH and have a local
band from Australia.
It'd be good if they could.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think when I saw Guns N' Roses, they had was them and Wolfmother and Rose Tattoo. That's who. Wolfmother and Rose Tattoo.
Okay. Yeah. It's a kind of odd couple.
Yeah, they always have Rose Tattoo. Every time Guns N' Roses play, they always put on Rose Tattoo with them. Well, they Nice Boys.
Yeah.
Remember Guns N' Roses covered Nice Boys don't play rock and roll.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I'm not a Guns N' Roses. I saw them last time. They were fine.
I've never seen them live. I've never
Go see them live. Go see them live. One of those things you've got to sort of see.
Just to see. Yeah. Say you've seen them. I'm kind of hoping that Motley tour with Def Leppard.
I think we're all kind of hoping for
We've
that
discussed it a few times over there, who does the bill, who's the headliner, but I don't care who headlines.
I don't care either.
I hope they come over.
I really do.
Even with Poison will be fun.
But this tour hasn't even started in America yet.
That's true. It hasn't started.
It was the most hyped tour of 2020. Then it got put back to 2021. And now it's been put back to 2022.
Yeah. It probably won't be here until 23.
It won't get here to Australia. No. I reckon if it comes to Australia, it'll play end of the year, summer.
Oh yeah.
You know, because it's playing America, and it was selling out in America too. The tickets were going nuts because it was Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett.
Oh, that's right. Joan Jett's on the bill too.
Wasn't sure if Joan Jett would have made the Australian leg because I wouldn't be surprised if promoters were going into negotiations straight away to bring that bill out to Australia.
Yeah.
Because probably in Australia the Crew would be the headliner. We've discussed that.
Yeah.
Because of record sales, but Def Leppard, man, you know, like that's a show I will go to.
I'll go see Def Leppard. I'll be happy.
I've seen them before. They're great.
Yeah.
You know, they're great. But you know, I would see that show. That show promised to be really spectacular and good.
And Joan Jett can play her one hit.
She's got a few actually.
Dirty Deeds.
Dirty Deeds. Oh, you.
That's the only one I know of hers.
I Love Rock and Roll.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Number one hit all around the world in 1981.
But
all around the world. One of the biggest selling rock songs. No. Actually, she didn't write
Dirty Deeds either.
She didn't write a lot of her own material either.
All just covers.
Yeah, she does mainly covers. But she does them so well.
Yeah, she does.
Her version of Crimson and Clover is cool.
I know.
Her version of Do You Want to Touch Me is cool.
Did she do that?
Yeah, she's on a version of that. So, you know, that's what I mean. Joan Jett, doesn't have to do... Even if she didn't do I Love Rock and Roll, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
If she did all the others, they would be... Yeah, Joan Jett's she's an icon.
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
She's another icon. So, you know, I think that would be a great show. With WVH, even if the festivals may come back.
Yeah, true.
So you'd probably see Mammoth WVH on a festival bill.
Yep.
But I think it's... First thing in Australia, we've got to try and get some local bands touring. Yeah. That's what we've got to try and get is some of the big local acts.
Yeah.
Playing shows in front of people.
But who are the big... I don't know, Screaming Jets are playing, aren't they? I saw they...
Oh, Dave Blease has probably got them out doing something. So
they're playing somewhere.
Well, the Australian acts will continue. I think the Red Hot Summer Tour.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And they sell out those things.
Yeah.
Those Red Hot Summer. I think it's Hunters and Collectors again and James Rain. And
Hunters and Collectors playing?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were finished.
No, they keep reforming for certain things, like Red Hot Summer Tours and stuff like that. So, yeah. So
Midnight Oil will come out.
That's a big one next year. Tickets have gone on sale for Midnight Oil. It's their farewell tour.
Is it really?
Yes, they're not going to tour anymore. They're going to record still.
Okay.
But they're not going to tour anymore. I think they feel, well, they've lost a band member already. Bones Hillman died before the last tour they did.
Right.
And I think they probably just felt the time is, you know, they're getting older as they are, and they probably just feel that they'll do their shows. And it's funny when you read, Midnight Oil tour, and then all the people come in here, snowflakes, do-gooders, lefties, they'll still sell out shows.
They'll still sell out.
Because it's Midnight Oil. For
I don't care
God's
what
sake.
they believe in politics. I just think their music's great. So.
They're a phenomenal live act. So Midnight Oil are doing a big tour next year.
I've never seen them live, so I'd be definitely there.
You're definitely going to go see them? Worth seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, and the musicianship.
Mm.
You know, I think we always kind of look at Midnight Oil as Peter Garrett and Rob Hurst's amazing drumming and singing.
Yeah.
But the musicianship is superb with Midnight Oil. They're tight as a drum, those guys. It's two guitarists, the way they play around each other.
Mm.
Very, very, very good.
I want to see Peter's dancing.
That was a visual gag. What else you got here, Chris? Because you made up a list of...
Well, I'm also looking at new bands coming out. Bands coming out next year with new albums. So, for me, I'm looking forward to the new Aussie album.
This is getting a little bit of hype already, isn't it?
It is already. And one of the main features so far that I've been seeing in the news is the Zakk Wylde's appear on every song.
Zakk Wylde, is he officially back or is he just on the songs?
I'm not sure if it's official or not, but they came out and said it pretty
Because there was a
quickly.
whole... We mentioned a couple of podcasts ago about Sharon Osbourne. Zakk and Sharon had a falling out.
Yeah, so he's gone.
Over money, surprisingly.
So now he's back on every song, if he's written it or he's just playing. And I do hope he tours with them as well, because I do like him touring with Black Label Society. Mm-hmm. But to me, he just belongs in Aussie.
He's been Aussie's right-hand man
for a long
time. You know, after Randy Rhoads, Aussie went through...
A couple, yeah.
Jake E. Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the one who replaced Randy? Was it Jake E. Lee?
Oh, man.
I think it was.
I think it might have been.
And was there someone else between Jake E. Lee and Zakk?
What was for Zack's first album? Was it No More Tears?
No, Zakk was before No More Tears. No Rest for the Wicked or something like that.
Oh, I can't remember.
Or The Ultimate Sin. No, The Ultimate Sin was Jake E. Lee's last one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, yeah, Aussie.
And then Aussie got Gus G.
Gus G for a while, and then he got the other guy. Who was the other fellow just recently who helped?
Oh. Well, he only brought out his last album, Scream, in 2013. It's been that long.
John Fortin or something?
Probably.
Yeah, come on.
But Scream came out in 2013. That was a pretty good record, too.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
But then in the meantime, he brought out the Black Sabbath reunion record 13.
Yeah, and Tony Iommi is on this album as well.
Apparently so, yeah.
One song with him, I think. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be great. Yeah, you got to love Ozzy.
How can you not?
How can you not love Ozzy?
How can you not like Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. How do you not? Yeah. I don't know if he's brilliant. That's probably the thing about Ozzy. He's not brilliant in any way whatsoever. But it's Ozzy.
It's Ozzy, yeah.
You know, it's just Ozzy. Well, haven't they just done the 30th anniversary of the No More Tears album?
Yeah, that'll be 30 years.
And they released the song he did with Lemmy, Hellraiser.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And the great animated video. Have you seen that animated? Oh, you got to check that one out. The animated video of Ozzy and Lemmy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's on like the Iron Maiden did that one, The Writings on the Wall, that animated video. Yeah, it's very much in that style.
Okay.
Check that one out. That one's pretty damn cool. Yeah.
Korn?
Yeah.
They have a new album coming out next year.
Yeah,
they've already released one song.
Yeah, and you and I aren't that into it.
No, I didn't think it was that great, to be honest.
Well, the album's called it was the song called Now the Healing Starts, or Start the Healing.
Something like that, but yeah.
Start the Healing. There's a lot going on with Korn at the moment. You know, they've all had some sort of addiction issue in their past. Mm-hmm. Brian Head Welch very famously left the band, became a born-again Christian, come back to the band, obviously with stipulations.
Yep.
And Fieldy, the bass player, has now left the band with Jonathan Davis saying I don't want to see a friend die. I'm sick of seeing friends die. So, you know, once again, like we said with James, we wish him the best. Mm-hmm. Something, hi, Chris, I just keep rubbing my eye. It must be one of my long eyelashes. That's a pain in the bum.
Live TV.
Live TV. But the song itself, it's
nothing great. It's I find with Korn that their albums have one or two good songs on them that I could listen to over and over, and the rest kind of gets mixed and lost in my mind, and not interested in hearing it more than once or twice.
Yeah, Yeah, I think they were always that sort of band for me.
Yeah, even from the very beginning.
Even from the very
really
beginning.
Good things on Follow the Leader, but a lot of things that just didn't.
A lot of filler.
A lot of filler music.
Yeah, but when they do click,
they do click really well.
They click really well. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like even in their later career, there was always like sort of one song that had come out and you go, wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you hear the rest of it and you go, yeah.
So I'm not really sure about that album.
I was watching some old footage of them from their 99 when they were absolutely massive when they came out to Australia for the Big Day Out. And I watched their set from the Big Day Out, Channel V. Oh, they were on fire.
Yeah.
They were absolutely on fire.
They were a great live band.
Yeah.
If you like the music, they played really well all the way through.
Oh,
every song.
Oh, the
stage presence is amazing.
Yeah, Jonathan Davis had a really good stage presence. The way he would hold the audience and everything like that, and the way they would throw themselves around, which you can probably imagine they're not doing anymore.
No. I went and saw them live in London. I'll tell you a story.
You saw everything in London, so tell me the story about Korn.
I saw them play in London, and it was disappointing for a few reasons.
Oh, jeez.
I was looking forward to it. Bought a ticket without going to a scalper.
Mm-hmm.
So way before time. As soon as they released, I bought the ticket. Got to the gig. On the way to the gig, I heard that Monkey was stuck in Ireland.
All right.
Sorry. Monkey was on a plane back to America for personal reasons.
See, this is Korn.
So he couldn't play, so I had to get a fill-in guitar player. The drummer was a different drummer. I'm not sure why the drummer was...
They're still using a different drummer and stuff like that, yeah.
And all their equipment was stuck in Ireland. And Head had just left. So I saw Korn play with Fieldy, the bass player, who was the original, and Jonathan Davis. Mm-hmm. And that was it. Out of the band, I saw two guys play who were actually in Korn. And they just couldn't get the sound correct. They couldn't get the sync between the band members right. They had to use all high gear, and it just wasn't a good concert. So
because if they had cancelled, they would have got sued by the promoter.
Oh, probably.
That's why they do it.
I'm not going to say they're a bad live band, because I'm sure if they had their own equipment and had proper band members, it would be great. So if I ever have a chance to see them again, I will. I won't put it down. That was my disappointing...
I think that can happen. You go see... There's a band you're really looking forward to seeing, and then you go see them, and they're really disappointing.
Yeah, like Marilyn Manson.
Well, for me, it was 9 Inch Nails the first time I saw them.
I didn't like it.
Oh, I was disappointed as all hell. I thought, I've been so looking forward to seeing 9 Inch Nails, and this is it. But you give them another chance. It's just something... You don't walk out and you go, that's it. They're done for me. Because you still like them. There's still this thing in you. You buy the records and you kind of go, they're still really good. I just want to give them... And I just know they're good, you know? I just want to give them another chance.
Well, I saw Marilyn Manson, and I have to say... I've never seen someone change clothing after every song, but the problem I had with that whole concert was there was so much smoke that you could not see anybody on stage.
That sounds like him.
So I was like, what am I watching? Why am I here? This is so pointless.
I love Marilyn Manson.
So I'd go see him again on the bigger stage. Hopefully there's not much smoke, but I could only see his silhouette, pretty much.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's probably his thing
disappointing.
At the time. Yeah, it's probably his thing at the time because he's probably really fat.
So yeah, that's... Yeah, a bit of a side note, but Megadeth are coming out with a new album next year.
Okay.
Not the biggest Megadeth fan in the world.
Yep.
But I do like one or two songs. I did like Countdown to Extinction. And I did like Euthanasia.
I got to admit, the first Megadeth for me, I've never been a fan. Not that they're bad. It's just they never grabbed me.
The same.
But their first three album titles are the best three album titles.
Oh, yeah, Rust in Peace?
No, it was the first four then. Because you got first albums is Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Second album was So
Good So Far.
So Far, So... That was the third album, So Far, So Good, So What.
So What, yeah.
Oh, second album, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying?
That's right, yeah.
Third album was So Far, So Good, So What.
Yeah.
And the fourth album was Rust in Peace.
Rust in Peace, yeah.
Great album titles.
And they've done the same kind of thing as Iron Maiden with Eddie. You know, they've got their own little mascot.
That's right, they do too.
On the kind of album. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'll be always.
Well, Megadeth had their fans. There's no doubt about it.
For sure.
Even though not everyone agrees with what Dave Mustaine has to say.
And they got a great song called "Angry Again," which is off a soundtrack album for Judgment Day.
Oh, Judgment Night.
Yeah,
the Judgment Night soundtrack. That was a great soundtrack. That was.
I think it was that album.
Yeah.
soundtrack. But yeah, Angry Again, great.
That's
song.
that album's over 20 years old now.
No,
right?
Last Action Hero, actually. It was off Last Action Hero.
That's longer.
Yeah.
That's 1993 that came out.
Good song.
Judgment Night was where they all collaborated.
With rap artists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rap artists.
Yeah. No, this was the one with Big Guns from AC/DC on it.
That was Last Action Hero.
Yeah, Last Action Hero.
Yep.
Angry Again from... Yeah, listen to it. It's a great song.
Oh, okay.
Such a great...
Sometimes they put in a good song on a soundtrack album. Like, I remember when I went and saw Twister.
Oh, yeah.
The Van Halen song, Humans Being,
yeah.
was on it. I really dug that one.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, that's on the Twister soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to buy the Twister soundtrack. Nowadays, you don't have to.
Yeah. Are you a big Rammstein fan?
Oh, I love Rammstein.
Yeah, apparently new album coming out next year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Their last album was pretty good.
I don't have it, actually.
I do. I love Rammstein. Till Lindemann did a solo stuff in the last year. And the videos for that are insane.
I saw one of those, actually.
Oh, we told a story of serial killer type thing. Oh, so good.
This tall dude.
The big guy.
They're all actually really tall.
They're all really tall, big imposing Germans. Yeah. Oh, but Rammstein live, there's nothing like it.
No.
They're like Kiss. There's nothing like Rammstein live.
And their sound is so full.
I know.
They have such a massive sound behind
Look what they got. I mean, like, they've got the lead singer who sings in that baritone.
Yeah.
And then you got the two guitarists with their guitars tuned way low, plus a synth player who does all the sampling and the synths, and the bass and the drums.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have two drummers.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? I was surprised to sound there's not a second drummer or a percussionist or whatever to give that mass. And the shows are insane, you know?
Just video clips, all the fire and all that kind of stuff going on. Explosions.
Look on YouTube or even on Amazon Prime. They've got Rammstein at Madison Square Garden. Just check it out. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out. Well, yeah. Are they coming to Australia, though?
Who knows?
Last time they came to Australia, they played as part of the Big Day Out in 2001. And that was when
That's a long time ago.
I know. That was when Limp Bizkit were the headliner.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit were the headline. That's how big Limp Bizkit were.
Were is a key word there.
Yeah, were. Mind you, I just recently watched their Lollapalooza set, and they killed it. They absolutely killed.
Was that this year?
Yeah, Lollapalooza this year. So they killed, man. Anyway, Limp Bizkit were taken off the Big Day Out because a young girl died at the show in Sydney.
Right.
So by the time the show, they had two more to do. I think that they had Melbourne to do, and then Gold Coast was the last show of the Lollapalooza. Not Lollapalooza, Big Day Out. And Powderfinger, who were like huge, Australian band, huge, were the next sort of step up into the headlining spot. Below Powderfinger was Rammstein.
Oh.
And I think Bernard Fanning said, we can't go on after Rammstein. He comes out on fire. We just come out in our clothes and sing songs. So they, Powderfinger, very wisely swapped and let Rammstein
headline
and close the show.
You can imagine that. It's pretty funny, actually.
Comes out on fire. Then here we are. Hi, Powderfinger. What's that song? You know, like My Happiness. My happiness. Somebody set something on fire.
Well, Nicky Six used to put his own legs on fire.
That was his thing. Yeah. You didn't taught him how to do that.
You did mention it.
Blackie Lawless.
Blackie Lawless. That's right. Yeah,
he's a big guy too.
Yeah, he's big.
Big, tall and big imposing fellow.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't imagine Fanny saying that. No band would want to go on after me.
Oh, would you really do it? You know, you just think, and you know, the thing is about Powderfinger too, love them or hate them. A lot of people who love them. They didn't have to prove anything by being the headline.
No.
They were the biggest band in this country at the time.
But like you said, just a band, bunch of guys on stage playing instruments.
Yeah.
It's not a show.
It's not a show, you know.
And after Rammstein, the stage probably burnt down anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So you won't have a spot. So yeah. But Rammstein's coming out with a new album next year, so looking forward to that. I'm hoping they tour.
The last album was good. Self-titled, and videos were great.
Hard to sing along with, though.
Oh, I just do the da, 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 and then and girls' eyes, and that's all I do. You know, on Spotify now they got the lyric thing.
Yeah.
That's great, but it's all in German.
It's all in German. Yeah. Quickly, we got Machine Head. You a fan?
Oh look, I was. I got to admit, I probably was. Wasn't Machine Head Townsend, Devin Townsend, or am I thinking something?
No, you're thinking Rob Flynn.
That's it,
Rob Flynn. Machine Head. Yeah.
That's right.
Pretty heavy stuff.
Oh yeah, I liked it.
They toured a lot with
They did tour a lot
with Slayer, actually.
And in the 90s, when there wasn't a lot going on in metal, Machine Head were kind of in there doing
They
doing
kind
their...
of came out at the same time as Biohazard, but kind of succeeded.
I never got into Biohazard.
No, me either.
Yeah.
But they kind of hit the stores at the same time, and
never,
Machine Head has been successful.
I've got to admit, I never had a Machine Head record. But if a Machine Head song came on...
You knew it.
I would listen to it.
Oh, okay.
Because I always felt, even though they weren't my favourite or anything like that, they didn't suck. They were fair dinkum. You know, there's some bands you just sort of, I don't like them, but there's other bands you just go, look, they're not my favourite, but I'll give them their due because they are for real. And I always gave them that.
And their fans, I saw them.
Yeah, their fans are really bloody.
Yeah, I saw them at Wembley Stadium in London, and Mastodon opened, and then Machine Head, and then HIM, and then Metallica.
Oh, you told me about this gig.
And after Machine Head, and I'm telling you now, Machine Head fans are crazy.
Like Slayer fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
And even more so than Pantera fans used to be in the day, and Slipknot fans, but the Machine Head fans who were there to see Machine Head and then Metallica had to sit through, including me, watching HIM. If you don't know anything about HIM, a Finnish band, aren't they?
They're from Finland. But they're big in Europe.
They are big in Europe,
but
not at a concert with Machine Head and Metallica and Mastodon. So that's when they got the HIM guys got bottled by all the...
Speaking of that, we haven't mentioned, how good's the Mastodon album?
Oh,
how good's the Mastodon album?
And I will be doing a review on it.
Oh, you're going to do it, are you?
I'm going to review
I think it's probably right, yeah. Make sure you mention track numbers.
It's 15 tracks.
15 tracks on the new Mastodon album. Can you believe it? On race 12, number 15 today. Get a bet on that one.
I will talk about Mastodon one day. About the new album. Phenomenal album.
Yeah.
Fear Factory.
Look, you and I went and saw them in the 90s.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, I haven't listened to much of them since.
No, me either. I think...
They're good in the 90s, but I don't know about 2021. Am I still interested in listening? But I don't with any band. They've got their fans, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
And if they bring out a good album, I'll listen to it.
Well, you were telling me they got a new vocalist.
Yeah. Which is, I always like the old vocalist better.
Burton, but he was a good singer. Yeah.
I think he suited that band really, really well.
I remember when I went and saw him. I remember I really dug him.
Yeah,
it was a good show.
Yeah. Here's a band for you, Clutch. I don't even know Clutch, but you seem to be loving Clutch.
You must rectify that.
I will.
Immediately.
I can't. I'm doing this.
Clutch. Wow. They're one of my favourite bands. Been around for a long time. They came out in the 90s. Released a ton of albums, but they're another one. When you talk about bands releasing new material, yes, even their new material. I think actually some of their new material is better than their old material.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Their lead singer, Neil Fallon, is probably one of my favourite vocalists. Mm-hmm. He probably is my favourite vocalist in music. I just dig Clutch. Really down and dirty rock, but just played so well. And during especially when they had the lockdown in America, Clutch did a lot of stuff online, on YouTube. Just stuff then getting in the studio and just playing live, just doing live streams and things like that. So good. You know, they just kept playing, and now they've got a new record coming out, as you say, and if they tour Australia, I've never seen them. They're a band I just got into only in the last few years, and it was just through something like a classic rock magazine or Ultimate Classic Rock,
right, when
they just did their best rock albums of one particular year, and there was a Clutch album, and I can't remember which one it was, but there's which I just sort of got it and just started listening to it and went, whoa, how good is this? And the one they brought out after that, Psychic Warfare, it's around that era if you're looking for Clutch albums. And I remember telling some friends, I'm into Clutch. And they were like, they've been around for years. But it was like, for me, I just discovered them.
Yep.
And Clutch, man. Clutch. Get into them, Chris.
I will.
I'm looking forward to that. I want that now. I'm going to go home and listen to some Clutch.
We got to drive home, so you can do it then.
I will.
Yeah. One other one I'm looking forward to, and it's kind of more of a rumour at the moment. Nothing's really been spoken about to be for sure and guaranteed, but Kerry King from Slayer, he's been talking about, I'm not a Slayer fan at all, but Kerry King's... No, not really. Kerry King's talking about coming back and doing his own thing. He has said in an interview that he believes Slayer retired too early.
Did they retire?
Well, basically finished. The last tour was... I saw their last concert here.
Well, I know... What's his name? Jeff Hanneman died from a spider bite.
Yeah, he died. Yep, and they got Gary Holt in playing guitar from Exodus. So,
and Dave Lombardo's in and out of the band all the time on the drums.
Yep, and I think the singer
Tom Araya.
I think he's finished.
Hasn't he got the bad neck or something like that?
I'm not sure exactly.
I think it might be Tom Araya's got the bad neck. He can't.
No.
I can't headbang anymore. What am I talking about?
So he's going to bring out his own music, and rumour has it that from him, Phil Anselmo might be singing on it.
Okay.
So,
well, you really much know. I mean, apart from the other Anselmo album that you listen to, you know what that's going to sound like.
Yeah,
you know what it's going to.
So I'm looking forward to hearing it.
Well,
anything with Phil, I think is going to be good.
Anything's worth a listen.
I'm just not sure about the music itself with Kerry King writing most of it. I'm guessing, but that's pretty much it, really.
There's probably more. There's probably like some bands are probably going to release some stuff this year that may surprise.
Yeah.
I think in the year 2022, we'll get some constant announcements. Like we're talking about delays. I was telling Chris before we went on, my daughters are still waiting to see the Harry Styles show that they bought tickets for in 2020. That he's delayed and delayed again with no actual rescheduled date. But they're asking people, please don't refund your ticket. And I said to my daughters, are you going to get a refund? And they said, no, we're waiting. We want to go and see Harry Styles, so we're holding on to our tickets.
Yeah, that's like
because they got good seats.
John 5's the same.
Oh, did you get...
I've got tickets for John 5 and he's changed his concert date 3 times or something.
Something like that.
I still haven't got my money back. I don't want it back. I want to go to the concert.
My daughters were like, they got good seats for Harry Styles. And apparently it was like, you pay more for your front row.
Yeah.
For Harry Styles, you pay more for the edge seats.
Oh, really?
Because apparently, I said, he must walk through the crowd amongst his disciples. You know what I mean? And I said, that's why he would pay, you'd pay more. I think they got aisle seats.
That sounds very John Bon Jovi.
John Bon
Jovi-ish.
John Bon Jovi-ish.
Because he's the one standing there going, this is my church. On stage.
Like that, isn't he? This is my church. You're here to worship at the altar of me.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi sing lately. That's all I can say.
I haven't listened to him at all. But
you really don't like Bon Jovi?
No, I don't mind it. I think they're pretty good.
Well, he was distant the last couple of times we've talked about it.
I haven't dissed him at all.
Oh, I said something about the documentary the last podcast, and you went, oh, yeah.
No, favourite.
Okay.
Good 80s, 90s music, I guess.
Yeah, you're right. You're spot on, you're right.
What's he done since?
But we watch the Beatles because, as I've said to you before, the Beatles is the blueprint almost.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I think it's...
And as I said, last one, watching... way Paul McCartney and George Harrison just had this music pouring out of them. Yeah. And you think, how can these guys keep producing this quality?
Yeah, well, Rick Beato, he chatted about the documentary, and...
I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it's really good. And just listening to him talk about it makes you want to listen to it and watch it, so I'll do that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's pretty much it, really, I guess. Yeah.
Is that all you're looking forward to? Just that?
A lot of things.
There's a lot of things going on.
Belinda Carlisle, back to pop.
Belinda Carlisle. Yeah, we'll finish it off with pop. Belinda Carlisle. We know what Chris wants for Christmas.
What about you? Anything else you're looking forward to?
Look, you've pretty much
said it all.
Said it all. I am prepared to let it all, come to me as it is. I actually wanted to go and see. It was supposed to be last month. The Bat Out of Hell musical. Jim Steinman, long before he died, one of the great people we lost in 2021, he had reconstructed the music he'd written for Bat Out of Hell, as well as all the other songs he'd written for Meatloaf and other people. Because Bat Out of Hell was originally a musical version of Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was supposed to be. And they converted it into a proper Broadway musical. And it was supposed to play in Brisbane in June.
Yep.
And they put it back to November. Now they put it back to 2023.
Oh, wow.
And I really want to go see that.
Yeah. Well, touching base on that, I just remembered Slipknot.
Well, they've got a new album coming out. New Mask. Hopefully there's an Australian tour in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Australian tours at the moment, I think they're
hit and miss.
They're hit and miss. They're booking their European tours. They're booking their US tours. But for me, it seems the Australian tours are just... And it's not coming down to the international borders. It's really coming down to state by state.
Well, you won't come here if you can't do the whole country.
If you can't do Melbourne and Sydney, you won't come to Australia.
No, you're not worth your money
to
fly over here.
It's not... For a lot of these bands, actually, Australia was always... Very few bands came to Australia and made money.
Yeah.
But...
Pink made money.
I think she's probably one of the few.
She made money just in Melbourne.
Yeah, I know, just in Melbourne alone.
30-something shows in Melbourne.
30-something shows in Melbourne. But, well, she's due for a tour on Australia.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Well, you know what she does well is she lives in Australia. Because when you're doing 30 shows in Melbourne, she'll live in Australia and do all the things she has to do. But once again, it's crossing borders in this country at the moment until they get that sort of sorted out. But yeah, it's always they did a Japanese tour, and if they were going to do a Japanese tour, you kind of crossed your fingers at
they come here and maybe slip in New Zealand,
or they would start their tour in Australia, where they would use Australia as like almost rehearsals.
Yeah,
they would do that because by the time they get to America in the summer, they want to be doing some pretty hot shows.
Yeah, and Dream Theater. I just remembered.
What, Dream Theater?
They just released a new album, so I want to hopefully they tour here as well.
Say it.
What?
What's on your T-shirt?
Oh, John Petrucci.
Drink. Have a great Christmas. We'll see you in 2022. We'll talk about all the good stuff that's coming.
Have a good Christmas. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Be safe.